Hey everyone, welcome to TransBrosTV. It's Saturday. Happy Saturday. I'm Sean, and today I want to talk about not exactly tips or advice on passing, but more on passing and maybe how social construct affects trans people's ability to pass. And, well, it more spurred on the fact that this past week I was misgendered by one of my professors, and I really don't mind, or rather I don't make a big deal out of it, but this really got me thinking. And normally when people who I don't know, or it's just professors who misgender me and they don't really address to me too often, I let it slide, but if it happens more often than it should happen, then I do go and correct them. And it got me thinking, am I really passing as male? And I know I do. I feel that I do with, majority of people. Maybe, 90% at least. But I also got to thinking, what if other people's representation and expressions of themselves is attributing to my passing or not passing? I know today, more so now, that more females are cutting their hair short. They're getting pixie cuts and cuts like that, and shaving the side of their head. And some people say, oh, that's such a guy haircut, or that person looks like a boy now, even though they're female. And I know that some guys, they keep their hair long. And some people say, oh, he has girly hair. And I think, of course I think that's stupid, but obviously, as a society, we classify long hair as female and short hair as male, usually. But now that the tables have turned and people are more into their style and fashion, and they don't give a fuck about their hairstyle, they just go do it. It's everyone kind of just questions and they assume, oh, you're just trying to be fashionable and you're totally male or female. But with this fact, I thought, is it because girls cutting their hair short that we trans guys may not be able to pass? And I know that statement is a bit, I don't know what word I'm looking for to describe it, but it didn't feel right for me to say, because style is style and gender is gender, and is gender even a social construct? And some people say yes, some people say no, some people don't give a shit about it, but I can't help but think it probably is, but I don't know. And it probably affects trans people's ability to pass, or rather their passing or not passing, and what the society's perception of male and female is. But yeah, I understand that people out there, they give tips and advice on passing as male or female. And being a trans guy, I have read a lot of tips and advice on passing, and most of them are get a haircut, dress in masculine clothing, deepen your voice, don't use hand motions when you talk. And I'm thinking really? I mean, it might work for some guys, but for other guys who are who may have certain tastes or a style or a certain way of talking, with their hands, that may not work for them. And there's no reason to just change everything about yourself to be perceived as male, especially if it's like kind of ingrained into you. And like, why should you have to deepen your voice like to like the lowest of lows? And like with the hair thing, some guys have long hair, some guys have short hair. Some guys dress masculinely, some dress pretty metrosexual or feminine. And with mannerisms and moving your hands as you talk, I move my hands as I talk, I think, pretty often, just so I have a better train of thought as I talk. And, well, I know a lot of other men who use their hands while they talk. My professors, in fact. Like, there's nothing really effeminate about that, I don't think. Like, it's just a way of talking and extending your reasoning, I think, at least. And with the whole talking low, like, no, you're going to sound like you're sick or something. And you're going to strain your voice eventually if you just keep trying to talk low. Like, just talk within your usual range. And I don't know, that's the point where passing tips and advice kind of pisses me off, because it may not work for everyone. And I know that there are people who say just do what works for you, and I think that's the way you should go. Like, is advice and tips on passing really necessary to give to, like, other trans guys? Like, sure, maybe in the beginning it's necessary, but it's not totally necessary to follow each tip down to the bone, or whatever expression you want to use on that. Like, I don't think it's totally necessary to follow each tip, like 100%. No, do what works for you. But, yeah. Clearly, these tips are based on, like, gender roles and society's construction of gender. Like, clearly the short hair, masculine clothing, low voice are obviously attributed to the male role of society. And I think that's bullshit. Because there are guys out there who do not follow each and every one of these characteristics. And, like, it sucks. For us trans people, at least. Or whatever. It's just, I think that these social constructs sometimes hinder, and maybe, like, they sometimes hinder our passing. And maybe these, the rebellion against social construct of gender, like when cis females cut their hair short or dress masculinely, and cis guys, they go all fashionable and they're effeminate. I think that kind of hinders our passing too. But at the same time, I think it's great that, like, cisgendered people are taking it into their own hands to do something that isn't so cisgendered. Like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, clearly, some males present more femininely now, some females present more masculinely now, and it may hinder our passing, but at the same time, like, it's great to see that. I don't know. I just say, do it. It's just, I don't know. I'm not coming to a conclusion to this yet, because it just spurred this past week on me. And like, I hope whoever's watching this like gets where I'm trying to get at, or could help me come to a conclusion if there even is a conclusion on this. But yeah, gender and passing and social construction, is it a construct? Do you guys think it benefits our passing or hinders us from passing? Please comment below or tweet me, ask me on Tumblr, ask me on my channel, something. I want feedback on this because it really kind of rustles my jimmies. But yeah, any questions, comments, concerns, comment down below, blah blah blah, Twitter, Tumblr. Love you. Have a good weekend.